Learning to understand my dad. There was a time when I got really angry with my dad. It happened last year when I wanted to go out with my friends for the weekend. My friends had planned a trip to the beach, and everyone was excited. I asked my dad for permission, expecting him to say yes. To my surprise, he said no. I couldn't believe it. All my friends were allowed to go, and I didn't see why I couldn't. I tried to explain to him that I had been doing well in school. I had finished all my homework, and I deserved to have some fun. But he still refused. He said, "I don't feel comfortable with you going so far away without adult supervision." I was furious. I felt like he didn't trust me or understand how important this trip was to me. I went to my room and slammed the door. For hours, I sat there thinking about how unfair he was being. I didn't want to talk to him, and I avoided him for the rest of the day. The next morning, my mom came to my room. She sat down next to me and said, "Your dad isn't trying to make you unhappy. He's just worried about your safety. It's his way of showing he cares about you." At first, I didn't want to hear it. But then, she told me a story about when my dad was younger. When he was a teenager, he had gone on a similar trip with his friends. They had an accident on the way, and while no one was seriously hurt, it was a very scary experience. Since then, he's always been cautious about such things. Hearing this made me pause. I hadn't thought about his perspective before. That evening, I decided to talk to my dad. I told him I was upset because I felt like he didn't trust me. He listened patiently and then said, "It's not that I don't trust you. I trust you completely. But as a father, I can't help but worry. My job is to protect you, even if it sometimes makes me the bad guy." His words softened my anger. I realized that his decision wasn't about controlling me. It was about protecting me. While I still wished I could have gone on the trip, I understood where he was coming from. After that, we had a long conversation about trust, independence, and how we could communicate better. He promised to be more open to my plans in the future, and I promised to listen to his concerns without getting angry. That incident taught me an important lesson. Sometimes, people's actions come from a place of love, even if they don't seem fair at the moment. I also learned that talking things out can help resolve misunderstandings. Now, whenever I feel angry with my dad, I remind myself to pause, think, and try to understand his perspective.